You see, when you feel bad, what is the thing that you do when you feel bad in the moment? You start finding reasons, and your mind starts creating ideas about life. It says, oh, I feel bad because I'm not loved. I need the right relationship. I need a relationship where somebody stays with me all the time, where somebody loves me. Or, oh, I feel bad because I can't travel enough. I need to have freedom. That's what I need. I need to buy that car or that van or that plane ticket. That's what I need to do. The thing is, what happens there is that we use our brain as an idea generator. We use our brain to dictate how life is supposed to be. And then we use all of these manifestation techniques that tell us, do this, manifest that, manifest the house, manifest the partner, manifest the freedom. But that feeling that was there in the beginning that made us not feel good, that's not going away. We can manifest anything that we want. It's not going away. It only goes away when we are present, when our mind is empty. Bruce Lee said it. Empty your mind. Jesus said it. Be still, be silent. Let the mind be a pool, a still pool where he can drop in the ideas. Imagine living like a child. You have no idea about life. You have no image about how you should be, how you should look like, how life is supposed to unfold. Imagine you have no such idea. Imagine life can flow through you in every present moment, exactly as beautiful and wild and unpredictable as life is. It just flows through you. All you have to do is go out of the way. You see, that is spiritual awakening. When you are so tired of fighting against life, of being in resistance to life, always imagining how it should be, always chasing a better place, always chasing a future, always saying, I need to go to that place, there is where the good shit happens, I need to do that, blah, 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 blah. At some point you're so burned out of that all you want is to say, all right, life, you do. I'm just gonna be here. I'm just gonna be a vessel of God. I just let life flow through me. And that's where you find love. You see, in relationships, that becomes always obvious. We love somebody. Love is the free-flowing energy of life. That is what love is. It unfolds in all of these colors and shapes and beauties. It is alive. That is love. Love is movement. An alive entity, energy. So we meet somebody. We're deeply in love. And then, soon enough, we captivate the other person. We say, I want this love to be like that. We label it. We say, I want this committed relationship. I want this marriage. I want us to be that way. I want that the relationship is in that way, that we move in together. That is how we behave within the relationship. That's what we are supposed to be doing. And then at some point we wonder, why is passion gone? Why is desire gone? Where is the freedom of both people unfolding, of growing, of expanding, of becoming more of who they are? So we put an image on life. We are no more dancing. We're no more wondering what might be in this relationship. I'm not attached to any outcome. I'm not imagining how it should be in order for me to feel better. I'm not imagining life a certain way in order to fit that I am feeling better. And then the relationship can become dynamic. It can change. Maybe the dynamic within the relationship changed from romantic partners to friendship, from friendship to romantic partners, to business partners, to people who are more free or highly committed in certain times, we don't know, but we are no more captivating it. And that degree of freedom, that is what spiritual teachers and spiritual seekers have always been looking for. It is that great sense of freedom. It is when you are empty, when you are in a dialogue with life. That is the spiritual brain. Lisa Miller talks about it in her book, The Awakened Brain. It is when you have awakened awareness, open awareness, and not achieving awareness. Not life has to be this way. I need to have it that way. You have to be that way. That is what brings happiness. This amount of money, this amount of community or social interactions, that is my happiness. No, you're not doing this anymore. Because once you have that image, then you start chasing it. You start running towards it. You don't do that anymore. You're very present. You're here. You're feeling. What flows through me? What is the most joyful thing I can do right now? Where is it pulling me? What words do want to flow through me? Who do I want to call? Do I want to be alone? Where is it pulling me? Do I want to go this way? And once you step into that way, it's not because you think there is something better there. No, you step in joy. You are in joy. You're already in the energy of joy. And I talked about that in a different video, that the destination carries the energy of the journey. So if you say, well, in order for me to get somewhere where I want to be, I need to do things I don't like now. No, you don't. No, you don't. Your joy is bringing you to the place where you say you would be happy being anyways. So just follow your joy moment to moment. Feel what life wants to do with you. Your ego is very limited. All you can imagine about your life, about yourself, with your ego mind, is way less than what the divine higher mind can bring to you. You understand? The ego mind is extremely limited. So if you chase these goals and these visions about your life, you will be disappointed. It won't feel as good as you imagine it to be. What feels good is to be in a dialogue with life and be very surprised and have unexpected twists and turns because you follow the flow of life. But for it, we need to be present. Imagine making an experiment, and I encourage you to do that experiment now for the next couple of weeks. Stop having an image about life. Every time you catch yourself making an image up in your mind, how it should be, how things should unfold, every time you creating these visualizations and visions and images in your life about your future or about where you're supposed to go, every time you do that, drop back in the moment. Refuse to worry about anything and refuse to make an image about life. Be very present. Realize that you are going nowhere. You have nowhere to go. You're an eternal being who's going to die. You have just a couple of years. There's nothing to achieve, nothing to go to. Be in that mindset. An absolute empty mind where you are just present, feeling what's flowing through you. And you dance with it. You become spiritually very flexible with what life is bringing to you. Practice that. Practice that. An open, childlike mind. You don't know anything about life. You don't know even what you want. You don't know even where you're supposed to go. You don't know that because actually you do not know that. So you stay present. And when you have no image, this present moment becomes beautiful because you don't compare it anymore. You're just here. You realize life is happening. It's just doing its thing. It comes and it goes. It flows through you. And one day you're dead. And you had an awesome, beautiful, enriched, fulfilled, enthusiastic, interesting life. Because that is what life is at its basis. Beautiful and wonderful.